A lot of the time I realize that other cultures kind of get this. I need you to hear me. Other cultures tend to get this. And when I say other cultures, I'm talking about white culture, Indian culture. I'm talking about other cultures other than African Americans. And a lot of the time what happens is you're mistaking the playboy for a husband, and you're trying to marry a playboy instead of marrying a husband. And that's a lot of women don't realize this. A lot of women don't realize this. And this is why you continue to have such horrible dating experiences, because you could be sitting there ignoring the husband material, ignoring the man that is already put you in his forever category. A man will sleep with you, hang out with you, Netflix and chill with you, and you are not his type at all, but he enjoys the sex, he enjoys your company, he enjoys the fun. And now as a woman, you've put this type of man into the husband material. They looked at the playboy and said, he just wasn't the one, he wasn't faithful, he wasn't ready to settle down. But Rebecca, as a matchmaker, I want you to find me the man who looks like Mr. Playboy, who wants to be loyal and faithful to me and committed to me, and find me my husband, but I want him to look like Mr. Playboy and act like Mr. Playboy. And that's when I stopped matchmaking.
Now, if you guys don't know who that is Rebecca Lynn Pope. She is a dating coach, matchmaker, femininity coach. And a lot of these feminine coaches, these matchmakers, they've given up on women, guys. You guys have to know that. You guys have seen they just tapped out altogether. Now, what Rebecca's talking about here is a common thing that is going on in the black community with black women. The way you're raised, the way you're socialized, even from television, social media, basically indoctrinated to the point where you feel like you want a man to be, as Carlos Miller has said, you want a thug, you want him to be good looking, 6 foot, 6-pack, fight, draw, romantic, a thug in a suit, all this bullshit, and it's just not realistic. And when it comes to other races, other cultures, they are looking for security and a man that's a provider and a man that treats you good. Now, a lot of you ladies, you live in the moment, right? A lot of you women, and I tend to say this about women in general, they will date a guy that they are attracted to, that gives them butterflies, that gives the box a heartbeat, makes the box beatbox, for lack of a better term. They'll go after these guys, but they don't tend to marry them. They just use them to sow their royal oats, have fun with, and things like that. But their parents tell them, you better not have a child by this guy, and you better not try to bring him home or marry him. He's just for fun at the end of the day. A lot of you ladies, as she said, you got the guys that he does want to Netflix and chill with you. You're a good time. The sex is good. I enjoy your company, but I can't take you seriously because there's nothing really that you're providing. You're looking like, hey, I'm beautiful. I got a fat ass. My Lewinsky skills are on par. But what else are you bringing to him? You may have a nasty mouth. You can't cook or clean. All you do is talk about yourself. And basically, the only time we really can communicate is when we're in bed and we're only speaking that one language. So you want a guy, as she said, to check off all these blocks. You live in a fantasy world. Our women are living in a fantasy world. You're overlooking average dudes. And that's why you're going to end up being single. Because you think that you've priced yourself out of the dating market. You've priced yourself out of the dating pool. You look at certain guys. You do give the thugs, the Pookies, and Ray Rays the time of day, but you're trying to turn these guys into husbands, and it just doesn't work. And you're like, I'm just not gonna deal with anybody just in general. I'll just stay single, which is the mentality that no other race or culture has. This mentality. I'll do better. I'll just be alone. Ah, man.
And you're blinded to all the red flags. All the red flags. Right? That he's really not consistent. He's already showing you he's not into you. Right? But then here's the key, guys. This is when I stopped matchmaking. I've told you guys this before. I stopped matchmaking because I had a different standard for men than I realized that a lot of women had. A lot of single women have these standards that are crazy. And I met my husband, and when I was matchmaking, I realized that the women, my female clients, would have not even given my husband a chance. They wouldn't have dated him. Because my husband is a good man, a solid man, right? A strong man. I mean, my husband, but literally, it was like, I realized that's not what a lot of these women are looking for. And you know, I've done videos about this, about how women and their expectations of men have gotten so ridiculous. And
unrealistic expectations. Ladies, sisters, can we just be real for a second? The man that you describe, the man that you put on paperwork, these things, like when somebody really asks you, what do you want? Instead of these fantastic things that you say in terms of what I just said previously, you'll say a man, but what you emotionally respond to is not that man. He will have all the red flags in the world. You guys have seen the memes about 3-time felon, 6 baby mamas, no job, does drugs, pops Molly, all this stuff. She's sliding her panties down for this guy. But a guy who is average build, average looking, he has a decent living, he makes about $45,000, $50,000. Oh, hell no. That he ain't a thug, he ain't shot nobody, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's just too crazy. And as she said, and I think women, when they really get into this game, and even you can look at Kendra when she talks to, for those of you who watch Kendra G and other women, when you really start listening to these women, and you ladies who watch these shows as well, you're like, these women are delusional. But then when you look at yourself, you're like, is this a reflection of myself? Do I really talk like this? Am I really like this? She said her husband, many women would not want to date him, but she probably had to look as an attractive. Well, she appears to be still at her age an attractive woman. A lot of women would call him corny, average. He doesn't do anything for them because women have a herd mentality. Women tend to like the same type of guys. Our women, our black women. And what I'm saying, they try to turn these guys into husband material. When other races, they're like, no, we already know, I'll fuck him, but he's not husband material at the end of the day. And that's what you sisters need to learn. You overlook a lot of the green flags in guys and you think they're red flags. Corny. I don't know.
And women have a tendency to go from one of these relationships to the next, to the next, to the next, because all you're going off of is who you like and who you're interested in. I'll tell you this, ladies, it almost doesn't matter who you like. It doesn't matter if you like them. Who likes you? Who's into you? Who is seeing you as you're there forever? Because like I say, as women, we get to choose who to date, but men choose who they marry. The man's putting a ring on it, not the woman. It does not matter who you like.
Man, she's spitting 100% facts, but ladies, you don't look at it like that. I should be able to have any man that I want at the end of the day. I want the man that doesn't want me. And this is how a lot of people are wired. This is men also. But a lot of women are wired this way. I want the man that does not pay me attention. That's the man that I want. I want this guy who has all these other women. He's not paying me the attention. I need to compete to win his love instead of the guy who would do anything for you, who wants to build with you, and you just basically giving him the cold shoulder. Isn't that crazy, ladies and fellas that are watching? But this is more geared towards the women. Because women feel like they're settling until they get up in age and they look. A woman's preference doesn't change. I always say this, guys. You can say, well, she gets older, blah, blah, blah. A woman's preference doesn't change. She'll always like the same type of guy. And it's just the nature of it. And you guys just have to come to terms with it. This is how women are. And this is why a lot of you women are going to end up single. This is why a lot of you women are single. A lot of you women are in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s single. You don't have any source of retirement. You're struggling. There's no man there to take care of you. It's just you because you were selfish and felt like, hey, I'm better than these guys. This beauty's going to be here forever. And you want somebody to feel sorry for you. Trust me, I know. My mother is no exception. She went along this path, not going down the path of, hey, sticking with one man and saying I'm building something. That way I have something to fall back on. And this is why a lot of you guys mothers end up single, alone, and miserable a lot of times. Because they price themselves out of the market and they think they're too good, and they still have this idea of being with a certain type of guy. The older you get, ladies, the harder. It's not going to get any easier. Men have choices the older they get, believe it or not. A man who basically is gainfully employed, has basically invested in himself, has a retirement, has some sort of money coming in monthly for the rest of his life. And you may not have that because a lot of women don't take their careers seriously or take their careers too seriously, because black women will say, I'll put my career first. Before anything else, I'll fall back on my career. And then you're in the bed alone at night, wondering how the hell did I get like this? How in the world am I in a situation like this? Ladies, I'm telling you, you better wake up. You better wake up and love the one who loves you. Love the one that wants to treat you right instead of the one that doesn't give a damn about you and chasing after a fairy tale. I understand, ladies, you want a fairy tale, but hey, JR Wisdom switching his content. I'm telling the ladies, hey, I'm helping the ladies out right now, which is what we need to be doing. Make the ladies better, the men will be better. Men, you're already on your shit. But if we make the ladies better at the end of the day, guys have no choice but to fall in line. You only treat you like a bitch because you act like one. Let me get up off here, man. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. It helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. This is your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.
Yeah.
50 Cent.
50. Part 2.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Can't forget Tony.
50.
UK.